All right, guys, we're back. 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 Let everybody know that we were back, please. Power went out there, so I lost you guys for a quick second, but thank you for being back here. I'll give it a second for the rest to come in, and I'll close out because we were at one of the most important parts. We're in the one of the most important parts, so I'm gonna wait a quick little second here. I'm gonna let everybody else know in the chats that we're back. If you guys could say the same, please. I'm gonna go ahead and do this really quick. All right, thank you guys, appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead, put this here, reply, boom, here, here, there, go back here. All right, that should be good. That should be good. Everybody should be back in now. But we'll go through. The good thing is that this one will be recorded as well. I already uploaded the first part, and this will be part two. I'm just going to divide it into two parts, and that's it. Okay, cool. So let's get it. If you guys are ready, drop some ones in the chat. Let's get to it. Let's keep on going, because that was good. All right, and I'll repeat that part where we got cut off, of course. I'll repeat that part. All right. As we were saying, for the 3 steps to solidify your mindset, one is reflect and record. So we're going to make sure that when we have that loss, that lesson, that challenging moment during our trading journey, we're going to write it down. We're not just going to say it, but we're actually going to write it down. That's the most important thing to do. As I mentioned, for the parts to make sure you retain and learn things, right? This helps to identify not just what went wrong, but actually what we're learning from the experience. Because when you're writing it down, you're analyzing it a little bit more. You're not just saying it kind of in your head, maybe without a structure, making sure it sounds right on paper. So it actually lets you identify it. Let's make you look a little bit more into it, right? And then overall, this will make sure that's a reflection, right, that you have that'll help you transform, right, as far as that perspective of failure actually being a lesson. Because we don't lose, we have lessons. You've heard that in trading, you don't lose a trade. Every trade's a lesson. So this is how you do that. This is how it changes that perspective of actually writing it down. That's why you need to do that. Number 2 is going to be implement a daily practice. So number 2 is implement a daily practice. So just make sure that you are doing one simple daily practice. That's one. You don't have to do nothing crazy that supports your mindset. As I mentioned, that's maybe just journaling, that's morning affirmations, that's listening to 10 minutes to a podcast or some mindset stuff, reading a book, whatever it is, but you're actually implementing it as a daily practice. It's not just, oh, I'll do it when I do it or I'll try to catch it. No, it's like every day when you get up, you get out of bed, right? And then you go ahead and brush your teeth, hopefully. And then you go ahead and do certain things that you just have to do, right? It's not like you kind of think if you're going to go to the bathroom or not in a day, you just have to go. It's the same situation. You got to make sure that this becomes actually a daily practice, which turns into something that's first nature, okay? So you need to make sure that you do that, right? For me, I'm not a big reader, but I do make sure I utilize YouTube, TikTok, Instagram the proper way, right? I look for that motivation. Depending how I'm feeling that day, I'll write motivation for this, motivation for that, and I'll just listen to it. That's something big key for me at that point. In my head, I'm always saying things in my head that are positive to myself, right? Same thing, shout out to my wife. She always helped me with that too, because she constantly tells me good stuff too. So it's your surrounding that you want to be around as well, right? So those are kind of little things that I have at that point for the morning of what I do, right? But you need to find whatever makes sense for you, what works for you. The consistency in this practice, right? It's going to make sure that it helps your emotions to set a positive tone for the day. So try to do that whenever your day starts. Don't do it towards the end of the day, but make sure you're doing it at the beginning of the day to set up your day. I'm not getting up in the morning, I'm like, oh, today's going to suck. No, I get up today as much as I want to say today's going to suck, maybe because I have to do certain tasks that I don't feel like doing. But I'm waking up and I'm like, hell yeah, today's going to be an amazing freaking day. And I'm just saying it like, I'm saying it out loud, I'm saying it in my head, I'm making sure that with those certain things that I do, I make sure I set the tone that I know I want to have, right? And the outcome of this, again, guys, because there has to be an outcome for all of these actions, right? The outcome to this is that you're going to reinforce, right, that daily routine, which builds resilience. We've been saying the word resilience a lot, right? And discipline over time, because this is a long-term situation that we're looking for. It's not something short-term, it's a long-term thing. right? By committing to this, you're committing. You're not just saying it, you're committing it, guys. One thing is saying, hey, I think I'm going to go to the gym, or I kind of want to go to the gym. No, I'm committed to go to the gym. So when you're committing to this mindset goal, you're setting that specific, actionable, achievable, you're using those nice words, right? Actionable, achievable goal for that day, for that week that relates to that mindset, right? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Just you're making sure that you're actually making a commitment to that mindset goal. You're focusing to make sure that this goal is actually, like, again, I don't like realistic, so we're just going to say it's, I try to think of a fancy word, trackable. It's trackable, it's tangible, right? I'm working, guys. I'm working to make sure I can speak a little bit more fancier here for you. It's tangible, it's trackable, it's actionable. It has a milestone. There's progress to it. So when you're doing these goals, these mindset goals, you're making sure that there's actual progress to it. It's not just whatever to it just to do it. You need to make sure that there's actually progress to it, that there's goals to it. If it's reading a book, well, what's going to be the progress in the goal? What's noticeable, right? Well, when you start on page 1 and now you're on page 50, you're page 100, you're page 200, and you're done and it says the end. That has an actual tangible, it's actually trackable. There's many goals like that. It might be a series that you're listening to, that you find somebody that does podcasts or this or that, whatever it is, but just make sure that there's actual, like, you could set a goal to it, okay? That's the biggest thing that I want to say. And then obviously just the outcome to it, because there has to be an outcome to everything, right? Is that it's a clear commitment that you're doing, not only for your daily actions, but actually improve sense of accomplishment. You need to make sure that you feel good. Like, you need to learn from your wins, and that's something that happens a lot, and I tell everybody a lot. If you see me before in the chats, when I say, hey, you just hit take profit, right, on a trade, and somebody will post in the chat, send another one. Guys, like, celebrate it. Like, you need to learn how to win. I know it sounds crazy, but you need to learn how to win. Because if not, now you're just lucky. Now when you have those actual wins, you're not going to know what to do with. We go back to what I said, right? As far as, like, how can you not manage, how can you not, what makes you think that if you can't manage 1,000, you're going to be able to manage 1,000,000, right? It's the same situation. You need to actually learn how to win. You need to learn what to do when you're winning. So that's when you're committing to this goals and you're making sure there's actionable, there's tracking to it, there's making a sense for achievement, you're making sure you feel good with yourself. That's where you have to really sit down. This one's probably the most difficult one out of the three, because it's not just a quick, hey, you're going to do this and that's it. I could tell you, okay, you're going to read a book. Okay, and you're going to be like, I hate reading, it doesn't go to me, and I have shiny and it's not going to work. Well, then it doesn't work. You need to find something that works for you, that's going to have an actual A to B. There's going to be a goal to it. There's going to be a winning moment to it. You're going to feel actual achievement by doing this every single day. But at the end of the week, at the end of the month, there's an actual, like, recognition to it that you got it, right? So work on that part. Sit down, work on it, find whatever works for you. But those are the 3 steps to solidify your mindset. Again, reflect and record. Write down your lessons, your losses, challenging moments. Write it down. Why are you writing it down? To make sure you truly analyze and you learn from it. It's not that it just went wrong, but you actually learn from this, right? That's the valuable side of things. You start seeing the perspective of failure is actually a lesson. That's how you're going to do that. For you to really be able to see that a failure is a lesson is by writing it down, actually seeing that perspective to it, right? Step 2, implement the daily practices, right? Find that one thing you're going to do, whatever it is, affirmations, this, that, and do it. But you have to do it as a daily practice, not just whenever you feel like it. Daily practice, right? And reinforce it in your routine that you're doing every day. And then commit to that mindset goal. Find the one that makes sense for you. There's many of them. You can literally go on Google, whatever, and write down mindset goals and find a bunch of them. To find that goal that's for you, where you could set that specific goal where you feel like you've achieved something by doing so. And then commit to it. Don't give up on it. Cool? And we're going to close out. We're going to close out, obviously, with just understanding that in this journey, we're going through a path, but we always have to go forward. There's going to be a ton of times where you feel like you want to quit, you want to die in that cemetery of traders, you want to go back a little bit, you want to take some time off, you want to do this. No, just the path is forward. Yes, the path is going to be up and downs, left and right, But at the end of the day, it's always forward. Always, always forward. 100%. You might come in as trading Forex and you switch to futures. Well, guess what? It's going to go forward to here to forward to there, but it's forward. It's not here and then back. Forward always. Even if the direction turns, it's still forward. Think about it. As you're walking forward, north, and then your direction turns west, whatever, well, now you're forward to the west. It's always forward. Understand that, right? Understand that you're going to have those early losses, and it's okay. It's just part of the journey, guys. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. I don't care if you're paying for a course, you're paying for a membership, you're doing this, you're going to lose. It's a lesson that you have to pay in everybody's journey. It's part of trading life and the trading universe. The trading gods will always do this to you no matter what. You'll be in a live session with me. I'll call a sell. I win the sell. 999 people on that call win the sell, and you lose it. It's going to happen. It's part of the progress. You just started. It's part of the progress. So don't beat yourself up for it. Just analyze, figure out what happened. Go through everything that I just told you right now, right? Understand, like, you have to view your next loss as a lesson. So I'm going to challenge you guys to this. The next loss that you take, trading, challenge, life, whatever it is, the next loss that you take, I need you guys to make sure that you actually figure out, commit 100% to figure out what happened. You need to 100% sit down and say, you know what? I just had this loss, and I'm going to sit down right now, and I'm going to figure out why is this lesson, how am I learning it? Until I figure this out, I'll get up. I'll sit on this chair right now on this table, and here I'm going to write down, this was the lesson, this was the loss, this was the loss. How was it a lesson? Just once. Do that once. I challenge you to do that once, and you're going to see how your life changes right then and there. You're going to see how that persistence, right, of continuing to learn eventually turns to that point where now you're consistently winning, where the wins accumulate. That's it. That's all it is. Last week I spoke about RRs, right? Understanding risk management, stuff like that, right? That's what it is. The wins, we start winning more. That's why I don't worry when I hit a stop loss, because I know I'm going to win more than I lose, but I already put in the time for it. I already did what I had to do, right? I don't hurt by it because I already understand that every time I hit a stop loss, it's a lesson. Every time that something's lost, it's a lesson to it. So I challenge you to make sure you do that. Remember, every trader who makes it out of the cemetery, right? They do that because they didn't give up. That's it. It's simple, guys. Like, it's so simple. I don't have to make anything fancy, say any fancy words for that at all. Every trader who made it out of the cemetery did so because they didn't give up. That's it. Things didn't make sense. Things weren't realistic. It didn't make sense that how is that you could learn more but lose more? They just didn't give up. That's all it is. Your breakthrough, because I know everybody wants a breakthrough. Your breakthrough is on the other side of persistence. That's all it is. Your breakthrough is on the other side of persistence. Embrace the journey. Every loss is an investment to your future success. I'll repeat that one last time because I did really like that one when I came up with that one, guys. Embrace the journey. Every loss is an investment to your future success. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the time. Of course, as always, on the Mindset Monday calls. I'll catch you guys next Monday as well. I'll catch you on the charts during the week. And let's make sure we have an abundant and blessed week. Share this replay with anybody that you know that could help them out. It does. And even if they're not trading, they could be in a total different situation and it could still help them for sure. So make sure you share this to them so they can subscribe as well. And as always, it's not about getting to the top, but it's about how many people you could bring with. So catch you guys at the top. Peace.